But he's the Treasurer.
Parliamentary colleague, the Minister for Communications and the Arts, Paul Fletcher. Well, Facebook has refriended Australia, and Australian news will be restored to the Facebook platform. And Facebook has committed to entering into good faith negotiations with Australian news media businesses in seeking to reach agreements to pay for content. This follows a series of intensive negotiations with Facebook since their actions last Thursday. It's involved the Minister, the Prime Minister, the head of the ACCC, Treasury and myself. We have agreed to make some clarifications to the code. When it comes to the designation process by the Treasurer of a particular digital platform, a 1-month notice period will be put in place. The Treasurer will also take into account not just the unequal bargaining position between the digital platform and the Australian news media businesses, but also the commercial deals that have been put in place and that digital platform's commitment to supporting public interest journalism in this country. Also, ahead of the formal arbitration process will be a period of up to 2 months for a mediation. There already is an up to 3-month period for a negotiation, and if that is not successful, then it moves to an up to 2-month period for mediation ahead of final offer arbitration. Absolutely critically, the code maintains its key measures. Namely, it's a mandatory code, a world-leading code. Secondly, it's based on two-way value exchange. And third, it involves a final offer arbitration mechanism. I want to thank Mark Zuckerberg for the constructive nature of the discussions that we have had over the course of recent days. It's been a difficult process, but these are really important issues. These are important issues because the purpose of the code and the purpose of the Morrison government's intentions of all along have been designed to sustain public interest journalism in this country. That's why we've sought to put this code in place. That is why the now Prime Minister, then the Treasurer, commissioned the ACCC to undertake this groundbreaking review a number of years ago. Thank you, Paul, for your involvement in this process. It's been great working with you. I hand it to you.
Well, thank you, Treasurer, and I'll just add a couple of points to what the Treasurer has said. The first is that the whole purpose of the mandatory code process has been to give a strong incentive to the digital platforms to do commercial deals with Australian news media businesses. It's an example of a negotiate arbitrate model which is used in a range of ways within Australian competition law and policy, and these technical changes will further give a strong incentive for those commercial deals, building on what we've already seen announced as between Google and parties like Seven West, Nine Entertainment Limited, News Corp and The Guardian. The second point I'd simply highlight is the requirement in the legislation for the Treasurer to consider the extent to which commercial deals have been done before he makes a decision to designate will be important in terms of smaller and regional publishers. There's a mechanism there for a default offer for smaller and regional publishers, and of course the Treasurer will be able to have consideration to whether there are deals in place not just for the large publishers but also for those smaller and regional publishers.